Hi guys, and happy Saturday. I hope you're having an amazing Saturday. It has been one of those weeks, one of those work weeks where I feel like I have to leave here. I have to leave and find something else. It was just too much for me. It's like crazy. And my boss made us agree to coming in on a Saturday, like, and he sent out a thing that we had to actually approve that we were going to be there, and I was so pissed off. I mean, I don't work on weekends, you know what I'm saying, and it's just for a few hours, so I was like, all right, but I'm like done. I am so done. Plus the intense workload that there is no, like the thankless workload. You know, you never, ever, nothing is ever good enough. That kind of stuff. It's just really on my last nerve. Anyway, but I did have a great day. And, but I had an experience that I have to share with you guys, and if you're anywhere in this area, I want you to pass it on, because I can't even believe. I just can't even believe. But first of all, let's say we're listening to the great Nick Cave and Warren Ellis in the background once again. And this is really fun. We're drinking a Mickey's. This is Mickey's Fine Malt Liquor. We found this, me and Blanca found this in a liquor store by her house on a night that we were expecting a blizzard and we were stocking up. And we found this, and it turned out to be so much fun. And the reason we bought it was because it's called Mickey's, and Mickey was my Chihuahua before Vaji. So, and it's a short, fat bottle, and it's got this big, wide mouth. Really fun, and it's a nice, light taste. I just love it. I love it. I can't get it around here. I can only get it by her house, but Blanca brought this the other night, and I saved a bottle to have with you guys today. All right, let's talk about where the day began. First of all, we're in a heat wave. We're in a big freaking heat wave, and the air conditioning is on right now. Just days ago we were freezing, and now it's so hot that you have to put I had to go outside after a rainstorm with my rake and rake all around the condenser unit, and take the cover off and turn it on, because it was unbearable, unbelievable. So I've had the air on since Thursday. Tomorrow's supposed to go back to the 60s, so after today this should break. This morning I went to the new record store. It's not a new record store. If you remember, a long time ago I talked about this store. It just moved. It used to be down the street in one town over. And I think I went there maybe one time. The guy turned me off instantly. He didn't seem like he wanted to sell anything. He wouldn't let me in the back room where the vinyl was. It was the most horrifying experience in a record store that I had ever had up until today. So I never went back, you know. So my boss told me that there's a new record store in town. So I went to this, I'm thinking it was a new record store. And I went there, and I realized it was the same guy. He just moved. So I went in. They did spread the vinyl out really nicely. It looked really promising and inviting. And I did take footage inside the record store, but I'm not going to post it because I don't want anybody to ever set foot in this store. It was horrifying. All right, so I was looking through the records. I picked a Susie and the Banshees, Hyena, and a Social Distortion, Mommy's Little Monster. Put them on top, and she goes, "Oh, let me call the boss, let me call the owner or my husband, whoever, and tell him what you chose, because he wasn't there, the owner. So she called him. She's on the phone with him while I'm there, and she's telling him this and the titles, and he was like, oh, I can't sell those. I was like, what? I can't sell those until I get there. I said, so you're telling me that I picked these 2 albums out, and I, the customer, have to wait until he gets here to sell those to me so he can decide how much he wants to charge? Oh, no, no, no. I remember what I hated about the place the last time. This guy, there's been many negative remarks about this guy, and one of them is that he doesn't let people touch, certain things they can't touch, and if they touch him, he says, oh, that's really expensive. It just reminded me of the whole Oprah thing with the pocketbook. Remember in Switzerland, where they told her, Oprah wanted to see the pocketbook, and the girl told her, oh, you can't afford that. How do you know? Oprah's the wealthiest woman in the world. So you don't say things like that because you don't know who that customer is. Now, I told the girl, I said, look, I'm not waiting for him, number one. And this is the worst way to run a record store. I said, this is horrible. I mean, record collectors choose things, they want them right then. They're not going to wait for this ass to come and decide whether he wants to sell this record or not, or how much he wants to charge for it. If he wants to look stuff up on the internet, he could look it up while he's on the phone with her, or she could look him up and make the price, right? That was my point. I told her, I said, I'm a long-time record collector. I don't play this game. I know what things are worth. And I said, I have a lot of connections in the music community. I said, I could bring you a lot of business or not. And she was just like, oh, well, you know, we got to wait for him. I was like, okay, well, you just lost a customer for good. And she was like, well, you know, she didn't even say, I'm sorry, or let me call him back. Nothing like that. I stormed out. I was like, I will never set foot in that store again. I went directly to Music Connection, and I told the whole story to Joe. And he was like, I said, Joe, and I want you to spread the word. And he said, everybody that comes in there tells him the same kind of story. He said, everybody's got a story about that guy. And he's the one that told me he won't let people touch expensive things. I was like, you know, worst record store ever. Not personable. Not, you know, nothing like that. So stay away from that place. It's called EZ2 Collect. No, he makes it freaking impossible. It's not easy to collect. Oh my God, not with him. So I ran to Joe and I said, like I said, Joe, you know what? I will never set foot in there again. I said, I'm sticking to my favorite record store, which is this one right here. And this is where people know your name and treat you well and give you discounts on things because you're a regular customer. I was like, oh, I couldn't even believe it. Plus, I had to park a mile away because there's no parking. I had to park a mile away. I walked all the way there, and the store wasn't even open yet. So I do have footage of that. Maybe I'll put that part up because I got really pissed off. And then I went to the thrift, and then I went back there. So very, very sorry that I made the trip back because I had to park a mile away, walk the mile, just to be treated like that. Oh my God. You know, I even asked her if I could film in there. You know, I said, can I film? I said, would you mind if I filmed in here? Because I know a lot of record collectors. I can give you a lot of business. And most people would be thrilled with that. But she did say I could film, of course. Well, where are you going to put it? I said, you know, Facebook, YouTube. She, okay. And, but no. In fact, I'm going to go on Yelp and give them a horrifying review because nobody, I don't care. Like, even Joe said, doesn't he want to sell anything? What the hell? This guy never, from day one, from when I went there in Fairlawn years ago, he never wanted to sell anything. It was always like that. Really, really stupid. So definitely avoid easy to collect. You guys, all of us know we are serious record collectors, and we know what's a good record store. We know how, how good record stores treat their customers. We know what things are worth. And if you're going to be like that, I just can't imagine that he's still in business. Well, I don't think the store will last. Anyway, so let's see. Okay, so I went to the thrift, and I had to let that out. In fact, on the way back to my car, I was on the phone. I was trying to call Raymond because I had to tell my story to somebody that would get it. And he didn't answer, so I'm telling it now. Well, I went right to Joe and I told Joe. So it was unbelievable. Unfucking believable. I picked 2 records. They were laying right there. I was still going through. I wasn't done. But she decided to, I have to call him about these. Why about these? Probably anything that I picked, I'd have to call him about these. It was beyond my comprehension. All right, I'm done. I'm done. All right, so in the thrift, I got this for the deck. Check it out. I hope you can see it here. I got this big urn vase, this big pottery urn, and this tall ivy thing, like almost like a topiary, but straight up and down. I really, really love it. And I have this crazy funky rock lobster that I'm gonna stick in there too, but I want to fill it with rocks, make it really, the base is weighty, but I want to fill it with rocks too, so that the wind, because the wind around here, so the wind don't take it. And I really love it for the deck, and I'm gonna put that lobster in there too. I found those 2, and I found this beautiful, real, authentic 50s pillbox hat. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's from Miriam's Hat Shop on Church Street in New York City. Isn't that beautiful? The tag is right there. Look at that. The old-timey tag and the beautiful pillbox. Oh, probably some very glamorous New York lady wore that back in the day. How fun. That was my only thrift stores. Oh, I had another experience today. God, it was a day. It was quite the day. I went to the other thrift store in Hawthorne, which has a back parking lot also if the front parking lot is completely full. And they have a back entrance and a creepy long hallway, but a door to the thrift right as soon as you walk in the door. So there's no parking to be had. And I had to park in the back. It's really creepy and deserted back there, and I don't really like it. But I parked back there anyway because I was right by the back door. Went in the back door, went to go in the side door of the thrift, and she's like, oh, no, you have to go around the front. There was another place that I just walked right out and said, fuck this, I can't, these places, they don't want your business. And if you're not going to cater to me, you can kiss my ass, and I'm sorry, but this is the way that I feel. Nowhere do you get the kind of service that you get in the little, mom and pop type shops and like Joe's store, Craig's store, things like that. I'm so sick of it. I mean, it's crazy. We were in a dollar store last week, and there was a line of people, and the girl behind the register was actually making a phone call rather than ringing up the customer. She was making a phone call. Like, we were like, what the hell is going on in the world? I just don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I digress. So that's 2 places I stormed out of today. Maybe it was just me. Maybe it was the alignment of the stars. But I think I was totally right in both instances. I mean, especially the music store. Forget that. All right, never again will I set foot in there. I don't care how good the vinyl was. There is no way I'm going back in that store ever. I will give all my business to Jim and Joe. All right. I have a new, really fun action cam, and it is by Nikon. I've been wanting to try this camera for a long time. This is the Key Mission 80. It's so cute and so tiny. Look at it. It's not as small as my GoPro, but it's narrower, so it's really, really tiny. And I have this strap that I'll never drop it when I'm running around. I tried it today. I actually took some footage in Joe's store with it so we could see how clear it is. But Nikon is usually very reputable, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty good. So let's look at it together right here. Okay. eBay, I got Midnight Movies double feature, The Ghost in the Invisible Bikini and The Ghost of Drag Strip Hollow. The Ghost in the Invisible Bikini is so great. It has a soundtrack by Les Baxter, which I learned recently, and it has a very young Nancy Sinatra when she was first starting out. It's a great, great movie. Boris Karloff is in it, and it's just great. It's really, really hard to find. It's out of print, so if you want it, you're gonna pay for it. You're gonna pay, but it's so worth it. And this one was a double feature with The Ghost of Drag Strip Hollow, which I thought was gonna be great, but it was really, really low budget, really B. But the fun thing about that was the Halloween party in it. I guess that's why they put them together. Very, very fun. I love it. From Dionysus, I got Boss Fink, Finksville. This is a great thing from my friend Lee Joseph at Dionysus. I had ordered this with the big order that I placed and showed you a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, but he couldn't find it because he was in the middle of a big move. And I said, when you find it, just send it, you know, I'm not concerned. And he found it, he sent it, love it. Lee Joseph and Dionysus, one of the greatest online record stores out there. All right, it's DionysusRecords.com if you're interested. On eBay, I got the Head Coaties Santa Claus on picture disc. This is so fun. Raymond T. Vinyl bought this in his local record store, showed it to me. I went on eBay and I said, I have to get that. And I grabbed a copy on eBay right away. The other side is Evil Thing. Very fun. The other night I went to Music Connection and I got some great things. Jim took out a bunch. He took out 2 big boxes of 7-inch records, and there's so many great things in there. But I was trying to limit myself. I can get so out of hand in that store. As it is, I spent $66, and I didn't want to spend that much, but that's what happened. Just like today, I went in there. I didn't want to spend as much as I did, but I did. You can't help it. And the 2 things I got today, oh, I would never leave without them. All right. First thing I got was the Feelies doing Patti Smith's Dancing Barefoot on a floppy disk. This is an amazing version. It's so beautiful, and I love that song anyway. But this, it was actually a floppy disk that was came with one of the Bob magazines. Remember that? Remember those? They always came with great floppy disks. So this was from the Bob magazine, the Feelies Dancing Barefoot. Awesome. I found the Dead Milkmen doing Punk Rock Girl. A great, great song. I just never had the 45. It's not that easy to find around here, but I did find it that day. Very excited. I found Bjork's Sugar Cubes. The Sugar Cubes doing Cold Sweat. Very, very fun. And the Crypt Kicker 5 doing Bedouin Stomp. Crypt Kicker 5, I wasn't familiar with them, but the name of the band, had to hear them. Really, really fun. And this has Rhonda Pelican is the singer, and that is a girl. It's a girl singer, so very fun. Crypt Kicker 5, how fun is that? That night I also got this beautiful Metallica Woodstock 1994. I love Metallica. I love their, I don't even know if you want to call them power ballads anymore. That's what we called them back in the day. But their stuff is so mellow and heavy at the same time, and that's what I love about them. Like Nothing Else Matters. Beautiful, mellow, but crushingly heavy song. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what I love about them. Their music is so beautiful. So anyway, this has every great and familiar tune on it that we all know and love. Okay, also in Music Connection, I got my much needed LP sleeves, because 12-inch sleeves, because I have been out of them for a couple months now, and every time I went there, Jim couldn't find the box of sleeves, but he found them and I got them. All right, so after my crazy ordeal at that other record store, I went by Joe, and I got two of the coolest things ever. Two things. This one I've wanted for a long time, and I finally was able to grab it. This is the Buddha of Suburbia, and the original soundtrack album is what this is, with music written and performed by David Bowie. Oh my God, produced by David Bowie and David Richards, the Buddha of Suburbia. Look at that. I'm so excited about this. And this is the white vinyl version. I think there's only 400 of these out there. So very, very fun. I'm so excited. I'm beyond excited about this. Really excited. Joe just got a bunch of oddball Bowie stuff in, and just so excited. And I found this. Oh my God, this makes me so happy. This is David Bowie and Bing Crosby doing Peace on Earth. You know, that Christmas song, which I love so much. Look at that. Is that beautiful? And the other side is A Fantastic Voyage. Another great song. But what a beautiful thing. This is brand new. Brand new. In its sleeve. What a beautiful thing. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Limited edition, full length, unedited version. Oh my God. I've never seen it before. You know, they cleaned out the back room. They're going to expand the store. And they have unearthed so many things. And not only that, but Joe buys new music all the time. New records, new vinyl, all the time. So, not to mention the collections that come in and he buys, just like Craig. So new things turn up all the time. But this was unearthed, I don't know when or where, but probably when they cleaned the back room. And I was so excited. I was going through the 12-inch, a stack that was laying on top of the 12-inch section that was going to be filed into the 12-inch section. And I took two records off the top and I saw this. And I was like, I am not leaving without it. Just like my Buddha of Suburbia. So exciting, and it reminded me of why I love them and that store, and will never, ever set foot in that other horrifying place again. Never. Never. I don't want to see them stay in business. I don't think that they should, the way that they are. They've been in 3 different places already, and they've lasted many, many years. I don't get it. Unless they do some eBay selling, I don't know. I'm gonna guess that they do. Because I don't see how else they could stay in business that way. What record collector would put up with that? Who would? I'm sorry. It really blew a gasket for me this morning. I was like, wow, you know? So, I know I went on and on, but really, it really upset me. So anyway, I think that's about it. It's supposed to get cold again tomorrow. It's supposed to rain. That's all right. I don't mind. Because we've had quite a few beautiful days right now, and some that were a little too hot, and they were a little too hot and very windy still. So it's like a hot breeze, like the Sahara. It was like, what the hell? Couldn't be out in it because you couldn't be comfortable sitting, and you know, everything was blowing all over. All that green stuff from the trees was blowing all over. It was just not comfortable. There's no way you could do a barbecue because of the wind. Very, very dangerous. Today it's more still, but it's like cloudy on and off, whatever. So anyway, that was my crazy, crazy day and the most recent scores. And I think I'm just going to listen to music because I need to unwind. I had a shitty work week. I had shitty experiences in a thrift store that I always go to, and this stupid ass record store which I'll never, ever, ever set foot in again. And I hope that none of you will try this place. I really do not recommend it. So anyway, I mean, I could have sung his praises if they treated me right. All the record collectors that I know, he could have had some business off of us. No way. Alright guys, I hope you're having a magical, mystical, musical Saturday. I love you all. I will talk to you very, very soon. I know I only get in here once a week. I try to do more, but it's so hard because I'm so drained by the time I get home from work that it's very, very difficult. And I haven't done a podcast. I'm hoping maybe to get one done today. I would love to. So we'll see where this takes us, and I really need to do one. I haven't done one in a month, so I'll talk to you soon. Love you all. Bye.